Okay, so today, as you can see, we fixing the rotor and the studs broke off. As you can see, this one is loose. So, and these are broken. So we gotta fix those for sure. So first thing we gotta do is take the rotor off. The caliper off. So we just go take the whole thing off from the housing and back. Then we can pull this rotor off, and then we can knock off the rest of these studs. This one's already loose, so we can knock this one out as well and just replace all of them. And most definitely replace this rotor too, because as you can see, it's dented up right there from hitting the concrete when the tire came off. So that's no good. You got to replace that. And you can see it's warped pretty bad right there too. So it's time to replace that. So first thing we're going to do is take this off, which is probably maybe like an 18 millimeter, this one and the one at the bottom, and then the whole caliper should just go off. An easy trick is to go in and turn the wheel to the passenger side, so that way it can come out on an angle. You can get more room to get back there, break it off. Oh, it's hot in this boy. Turn it. Just turn the wheel. All right. So as you can see now, you have more room, right? So it's easier to get back there and shoot it off. 10 millimeter. So that's the first one. All right, so basically once you do that, you just go pull it right off. You can like literally sit it to the side, tuck it off or something like that. You can use a hanger, hang it out the way. I just sit it over here in the back. Just like that, boom, out the way. Then you take this, and as you can see, this is a perfect example why you got to replace this rotor, because as you can see, it's like dented right here. So basically this is the area when the wheel fell off, it just hit the concrete real hard right there and right here as well. So let's go throw the balance off of the rotor, so it's really no good. But it was scarred up anyways, but it could have been resurfaced, but now with that, it's trash. It's a done deal. So just set that to the side with your bolts, and now you can see here is one of the broken studs. It just snapped right off. Pretty much all three of them did. And then this one, like, it's still good, but we're replacing it as trash. And this one got to get knocked out too. So basically how you knock it out, just knock it out with the hammer, just like that. Boom, do the same thing for these. And you could just basically rotate it to pull it out. Okay, so basically you need to have the other tire over there jacked up a little bit, just off the ground a little bit, so then that way you can rotate this. So once you rotate it, you basically just rotate it in place, so that way you can get to the studs and just hit them outside of this hole here. The broken studs, you could literally just take the one that you already knocked off, just line it up against it and just tap the back side of this with a hammer. It's good to replace all of them, because as you can see, this one got a slight bend to it, just like that. You can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a slight bend to it. So just go ahead, line it up like that and just hit it, and it'll come out. And with the long one here, you just got to make sure you line it up with this hole, and it'll just hit right through that hole. So basically that's just how you do that. You just knock them out like that right there. And then to replace it, basically you just do the same thing. So you come through the hole, slide it into place, and then you just pull it through. All right, so these are the new ones right here. It's for Impala, so that's the part number if you need it. It's a good rule of thumb to just go ahead and replace the lug nuts too, so both of them be new. So basically you just put it through the hole. All right, so after you put it in, you just slide it in. You got to be creative to hit it through a little bit so it can come through. Once you get it on, what you're gonna need is like a bolt or a nut that actually goes over the entire stud, but it doesn't, you know, actually tighten on there, so it's a little bit loose. And then you need the actual lug nut. So that way you can tighten it, take the lug nut, put it on there, like tighten it down. All right, so now as you tighten it down, it's going to pull the stud through because of this extra nut that you have on there. It's basically like a spacer in between to give it enough room to pull the stud through. So you could usually do this by hand, or you could use a power tool. To be honest, I might just do it by hand just to make sure everything is going perfectly. And what you can use is a socket, or you can use a four-way, a regular four-way. So if you got a socket that fits just like this, you can use that. And if it spins like that, you could just let the other side, the tire down, or you could just hold it. You could put something in there and here to just, you know, keep it from moving, or you could just hold it with your hand, to be honest. Just like that. And how you know it's flush, you can just look on the back side and it'll be flush. I'm actually about to put a screwdriver in there. This how it look, but as you can see, we got like a ½ inch more to go. So once this is completely flushed, then that's how you know it's in there. All right, so once you get it done, you literally just simply back this thing back just like that. Super easy. Take this off just like that. Super easy. Don't worry about the little mark or whatever, it's cool. And as you can see, it's flush right there. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. So basically you just repeat that process for the other 4. You're supposed to have 5 in total, and then you just put them all in. If you feel comfortable, you can use the gun as well, power drill. Once you see it flush, bag it up. Then simply repeat. So what I like to do is too, to make it go a little bit smoother, spray the inside. Just give it a dab, bro. Not too much, not too crazy. You know what I'm saying? A little WD. And then throw this in the back. Low-key, you ain't even really got to double check. Well, you always need to double check, but if you really pay attention to sound, you can tell when it's actually all the way flush, because the tone of it will be different as far as trying to pull it out some more. So, but anyway, that might just be me. But anyhow, once you get this all the way done, see, now you have 5 new, brand new, shiny studs. It look good, right? Compared to this one right here, some trash. So now what we want to do next, pretty much just move all your stuff out the way, because once you get done with this step, you pretty much can just throw everything else on. So now you just want to take your new rotor. All right, brand new rotor, fresh off the press. You know what I'm saying? Cost $1.25. I like to set it on backwards, and then spray it off with some brake cleaner. It's good to do this because it comes, like, I guess you would say, lubricated, so it don't be rusty by the time you get it. So you need to take that lubrication off, because obviously you don't want that on your brake pads. All right, You don't want no lubrication on your brake pads. You want all friction. That's how you stop with friction. So just spray it. Rule of thumb is after you use brake cleaner, you're supposed to let it air out for a little while because obviously it can't catch on fire. But it's super windy. It's not super windy. It got a little bit of breeze today and it's super hot, so we should be good to go. By the time we put the tire and everything on, it'd be good to start driving. So basically you just have it flush like this. If you have a pin that goes through there, you just tighten it up. If you don't, no biggie, no problem. So get your caliper, go ahead and sit it down on the new rotor. All right, and you have your caliper bolts. Just put them bad joints back in place. If you need to, once again, you could turn the wheel back in position, but it'll be all right. One at the bottom. Tighten that one down. All right, so the bolts on the back was a 15 millimeter. So once again, you can turn the wheel all the way like that so you can get your thing back there. And you just shoot it on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So once you get done putting the new rotor, studs, and caliper back on, this is what it's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go right there. Now we can go ahead and put the tire on. So all right, so at this point you're good to go. That's pretty much how you do the job. Now in this case, all this stuff here is messed up, the fender and everything, so I'm going to take some time and try to fix this here. I'm not really going to show you how to do it. This plastic stuff you can literally just take off because it's broken and it's damaged, it's trash. And then the bumper here, you have to find some way to keep it up. So with that being said, guys, I just showed you how to replace your studs, your rotor, and pretty much fix your car if your tire flies off, and your lug nuts. So hope this video helps. You know what I'm saying? Leave a like, a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.